Thank you. There we go. All right. I know I have a big, beautiful voice, but now it's even bigger. So earlier this week, I was asked, has a tree ever spoken to you? And I thought, yes, of course. See, my relationship with trees goes way back to my childhood, kind of back. Climbing trees, laying against trees, traversing trees that had fallen as if they were bridges, picking fruit from trees, tapping trees, learning about tree leaves, and creating crafts with trees, tree bark, and leaves. Back to when Arbor Day was celebrated and Earth Day was emerging. The 1970s, and by the way, Arbor Day is celebrated this week as well, preceding Earth Day by 100 years. In the 70s, when I was about 9 or 10 years old, walking through what I then thought were the deep, deep forests of Madison, New Jersey, in the Garden State, I swear I could see faces on trees looking at me, watching me and encouraging me through the rustling of their leaves or the stillness of their breath to safely and bravely walk myself to my friend Jenny's house. Even now, as a supposed adult, I smile thinking about how trees still speak to me, smiling and saying hello, their whispers still encouraging me to be resilient, be rooted, be connected. Of this, I am certain. After today's service, there will be a tree thanking me for honoring them. I'll share something with you that has stayed with me. I had this moment once in high school after what some might call a mind-opening experience, where a tree reached out and literally touched me on the shoulder to say hi, and in that deep, soulful way, left me feeling awed and more connected to the universe than ever before. I had another mind-opening experience in college where I became Earth Mama, my fiery self connected to the ocean and the moon. But that's another story for another time. I think of myself as a hybrid goth hippie, proudly flying my Generation X flag, saying hi to the trees on Lindell Lane where my parents live, those in my backyard that have helped to create my bit of paradise in mid-city LA, and those up at De Benneville Pines. I enjoy giving them a good hug or pat, and I especially enjoy encouraging my students to strike up a conversation with trees and give them a hug too, because why not? As we celebrate Earth Day every day, let's not forget the lessons trees teach us about interdependence and harmony. Let us embrace trees' silent wisdom and strive to live in sync with the natural world, knowing that we're all part of something bigger than ourselves. Breathe in a few of the common trees of Los Angeles: European white birch, South African coral, Italian cypress, Moreton Bay fig, Indian laurel fig, Australian willow, Chinese flame trees and elms, the Brisbane box, Catalina ironwood, Canary Island date palm, Italian stone pine, London plane trees, Brazilian pepper trees, Mexican fan palm and the California fan palm, the California sycamore and pepper trees, and for sure, the valley oak. Come, let us worship together.
The third rock, the blue marble, earth, home. Every person, place, or thing we know, everything we do, every memory we make, it's here on this pale blue dot. It's just one rocky planet in one solar system in one galaxy among billions. Even as we explore space, we study our home planet. We see it like no one else, an expansive ecosystem. The vegetation, the air, the water, the ice. Our data improves the way we grow food and how we manage the land we cultivate. NASA has over 20 satellites, measuring the height of oceans and inland waters, clouds and precipitation, carbon dioxide, and much more. For decades, our data has tracked how all these Earth systems interact. From above, we see the connections. Cities transition into farmlands. Tributaries flow into rivers, into the sea. Winds move clouds around the planet. Beyond these observations, NASA's ability to model and anticipate how the planet is changing helps communities around the world prepare. We see our changing planet, hurricanes, volcanoes, fires, and we see the impacts of humans, melting ice, rising temperatures. Earth's climate has changed and is still changing. Our data gives us the understanding to adapt and to protect our home planet in new ways. Our electric flight technologies will reduce fuel and save energy. We will make cleaner air travel possible. By understanding our changing world, we improve lives and safeguard our future. The future of our little rock in the universe, our Earth, our home.
Good morning. Assalamu alaikum. May the peace of the morning be upon us all. Welcome to our annual service celebrating Earth Day. We've planned it as a multi-generational service, and we know some of our families wanted to take a break because things have been stressful as of late, and we know that some of our friends and members are preparing for our Green Living Fair, which will follow the service. So I want to invite everyone to this special day when we host a variety of activities, including a vegan and vegetarian lunch after the service, to really indulge and celebrate nature. I love that Dr. Susan Hendricks welcomed the trees into our service this morning, and we will be welcoming all of the elements which make life possible as our service progresses this morning. I'm the Reverend Jeremiah Lal Shabazz Calendé, and I serve this historic congregation as its developmental minister. We're joined this morning not only by Dr. Susan, but also another special guest worship associate, Gila Taifei Noruz, music director Sonder Choi, our amazing church choir, choral section leaders Chloe, Javon, David, and Keon, accompanist Ryan, and Aubrey, Mia, Liz, Rima, Pam, Tom, and so many others who are working in the back and behind the scenes to bring this special Earth Day service to you. So whether you're joining us online or here with us in the sanctuary, we're glad that you're here for our special Earth Day celebration. We open this morning's service with the lighting of our flaming chalice with these words from The Womb of Stars by Joy Atkinson. The womb of stars embraces us. Remnants of their fiery furnaces pulse through our veins. We are of the stars, the dust of explosions cast across space. We are of the earth. We breathe and live in the breath of ancient plants and beasts. Their cells nourish the soil. We build our community on their harvest of gifts. Our fingers trace the curves carved in clay and stone by forebears unknown to us. We are part of the great circle of humanity, gathered around the fire, the hearth, the altar. We gather anew this day to celebrate our common heritage. May we recall in gratitude all that has given us birth.
Greetings and welcome to the Unitarian Universalist Congregation of Santa Monica. We are delighted to have all of you with us, wherever you are, whether here in the sanctuary or in our online sanctuary from communities across the nation and beyond, Ni Hao and Huang Ying. At this time, we ask you, please silence your cell phones for the comfort of all. I am Dr. Susan Hendricks, and I'm delighted to be serving as your worship associate this morning. The Unitarian Universalist Congregation of Santa Monica is an open and affirming congregation, welcoming queer and transgender people and people from many diverse and beautiful backgrounds, identities, and abilities as we live into our commitments to intersectionality, anti-racism, and countering oppressions to build a community that is radically inclusive, whole, just, and sustainable. We celebrate many religious beliefs and learn from wisdom both ancient and contemporary, sacred and secular. We offer ministries and programs to serve the needs of our congregation and to be of service to the larger world, including Chalice Circles, small group ministries, weekly meditation meetings, book clubs, children and youth's religious education classes, and activities for people of all ages. We also join with other social and environmental justice activists to promote love, peace, and equity among people and care for our hurting planet, our home. There's truly something for everyone here, and we invite you to consider becoming a member of our congregation to help us further the transformative work we do in our world. May you find inspiration, comfort, and community here. As we gather in the sanctuary and in our virtual spaces, we recognize that our homes and the homes of most of our members and friends are located near the sacred waters and upon the unceded lands of indigenous people. This is the traditional home of the Tongva, Gabrieleño, Keys, Ventureño, Fernandeño, Tataviam, and Chumash tribes, and others, and we remember their presence amongst us, the painful histories of this land, and the ongoing struggle for equity, justice, and sovereignty. We have a few brief announcements this morning. For these and additional announcements, please refer to the website or the e-newsletter for more details. This year, we will be hosting the annual Santa Monica Area Interfaith Council's Holocaust Remembrance Service in our sanctuary on Monday, May 6th at 6 p.m. The service is entitled Affirming Our Common Humanity, Remembering the Past, Defending the Future, and will include many faith leaders from the larger community, along with music, prayers, and building beloved community. Refreshments will follow the service. All are encouraged to attend this interfaith gathering in our home. It is time once again for UU the Vote. Our congregation-wide postcard writing campaign encourages voters throughout the U.S. who are traditionally marginalized to vote. Come join us, UU the Voters, Sundays at 9 a.m. under the shade structure in the courtyard to learn more. They will be gathering from now until the election in November. They will also have a table in the courtyard after this service. This is such important and effective work that we can do together. Dining for Dollars is our church's most popular and nutritious fundraiser. See us at the Dining for Dollars table after worship or check the church announcements. April 30th is the deadline for offering an event. Online bidding begins May 19th. April is the month of our annual stewardship campaign, which launched last Sunday. This year's campaign is entitled Leading with Our Abundance, as we prepare for the many challenges next church year may bring to our wider culture and the issues we care most about. Be sure to stop by the stewardship table in the courtyard and pick up your pledge packet. Once you return your packet, we have a special pin to give you that was designed by our extremely talented Gretchen Getz. Additionally, we have house parties throughout the month, so please be sure to sign up for one of those or attend a connecting conversation in the front courtyard on Sunday, April 28th. This morning, Julie Nyquist and Jerry Gates will share their stewardship testimonial to inspire us in our sharing of our abundance and the many blessings of our lives. Let's welcome Julie and Jerry.
So, Julie and I have been here since 1982. We don't live in this community. We actually live in Monterey Park. And for most of the time we've been here, we've lived that distance, or we lived clear out by Magic Mountain. So I'm going to explain how we got here. I moved to Los Angeles for love. Julie came here in 1981, and she and I met at a professional meeting. I was living in Chicago at the time. Long story short, I decided to move to Los Angeles. And we got married in 1982 by a Unitarian minister who used to be a minister for this church back in the 20s or 30s, back in the 30s, Ken Hutchinson. So we got married, and I inherited a 7-year-old daughter. And Julie then, right after we got married, took off to Korea on an educational thing that she needed to do. So I was here with this new daughter, and she and I went out and visited all the different Unitarian churches that we could visit. And when Julie came back from Korea, we said, this is going to be our church.
So that's how we ended up here. Their joint search, I was gone for 5 weeks, close to 6, and so they had plenty of time to search. So this is our second home. This is the place where our family, no matter their personal faith, we have multiple faiths in our family. We have 5 children, 3 in-law children, 5 grandchildren. This is where we've come to celebrate. Now you can see, so we knew it at 10 years, 20 years, 30 years, 40 years, and this is how our family grew. From just us with our young children to us with our senior children, and they were married by then. So they have their spouses there. By the 3rd time, all of our grandchildren were born. By the 4th, all of our grandchildren were grown up. So we have been here while our children and grandchildren grew up, and we have celebrated here. All of these celebrations were in this church, along with my 60th birthday party, a cowgirl cookout, and my 75th, which was a joyous celebration together. So this is our home. Now, Jerry is steadfast. He is the one, he served as president, and since then he has been insistent no matter how quixotic I feel, no matter how upset I am, or how happy I am, or where I am in terms of the being of the church, the running of the church. Remember, the building belongs to us. The church is ours. The church doesn't belong to anyone else. It's ours, and it can only be here if we contribute. We are its support. We are those who support it, and I am delighted that we can do that. Now that we have gotten older, we have money. We don't live. We don't have to live from paycheck to paycheck like we did through raising our 5 kids, like we felt even at the turn of the century that we just didn't have extra money. But now we feel gratitude. We feel abundance, and so we give from that abundance to the church as generously as we possibly can. And I encourage you to do that. This is our church. If you get, no matter the kerfuffle isn't us. We are what sustains it through all the kerfuffles. We continue to grow and live and contribute, and I encourage you to do that. We love you. We love this building. We love this community. Come and worship together.
Thank you, Julie and Jerry, for that powerful testimonial. And thank you for helping us to be good stewards of our living tradition, beloved community, and congregational home. Please take a brief moment now to greet your friends and neighbors to the left and right of you. As a reminder, social hour is after the service, and I have my tiny bell that you'll hear. Please, whoops. Test, oh, there it is. Please remain standing or rise in body or spirit as you're able for our opening hymn, number 1068 in our teal hymnal, Rising Green, and remain standing for our covenant in English and Spanish and our hymn of praise.
Where the stars forever
Love is the doctrine of this church. The quest for truth is its sacrament, and service is its prayer. To dwell together in peace, to seek knowledge and freedom, to serve humankind in fellowship, thus do we covenant with each other. El amor es la enseñanza de esta iglesia. Buscar la verdad es su sacramento y el servicio es la oración. Vivir juntos en paz, buscar el conocimiento en la libertad, servir a la humanidad en comunión, así es como convenimos unos a otros. If you have a donation for the Westside Food Bank, we ask that you bring it forward to place in our basket at this time. We have been partners in collecting food for the Westside Food Bank for many years. If you would like to donate food, please bring items that they use in large quantities like pasta sauce, and unbreakable packaging, please, juice, granola bars, protein bars, and breakfast cereal to our collection basket each week. Our service to the world can be embodied right here each Sunday. All people, young people and adults, are encouraged to give. We will now receive this morning's offering for the Westside Food Bank. Yeah, it is a full basket up here. So for Time for All Ages, some parents have taken a break, as Reverend Jeremiah was speaking of earlier. We have Gila Tayefe-Naruz as our special guest worship associate this morning, and she's going to share about the Persian springtime holiday, Nowruz. Our young people are invited to come up to the steps of the chalice to join Gila, and young at heart included.
Thank you. Unfortunately, I don't see any children here. But I'm going to try my best. Oh, thank you. That helps a lot. Yes. So Iran, as you know, I'm from Iran, and one of the important celebration in Iran is Nowruz. It goes back, it's rooted in Zoroastrian religion that goes back more than 4,000 years ago. And they celebrate any opportunity to celebrate the seasonal change, like we had a celebration for fall, for winter, and for spring. And the spring celebration is one of the most important celebrations. And everybody start getting ready like 2 weeks before the Nowruz start, which is the first day of the spring, called spring equinox. I'm sure you all know that. And we make sure that everything in the house is clean and nice. We sprout different kind of, wheat berry, and this is lentil, and that's monkberry. So, and this is lentil. See, this is how it starts, and it comes, this is like 3 weeks ago. It comes to that, and that's the wheat berry. And we put 7 things, yes. And we put 7 things on a table, Nowruz table, and these 7 things it's like a, has to be edible and had to be food, but from the plant, not from animal food. The things that we put is sib, and start with letter S, and sib is in Persian apple. It called sib in Persian language and apple in English, and then we made somar. No, so yeah, that one is samanu. Is the sprouted. It's like sweet that made from the wheat sprout, and then somar, which is a spice. It's a really antioxidant. That they say it's really good. And garlic is for removing a germ and kills the microbes. And senjet is sign of it's some sort of fruit, dry fruit. I think they call it. Let me see whether I can follow the name of that in English. Actually, I know what's the name of it in Persian. It's wow. Senjet, dried oyster. Is a fruit called oyster in English language, and represent love, birth, and fertility. And seed that I said it's garlic, symbolize health, and it takes up prevent contamination, warding off the microbes, and sib symbolize the love, and a sphere, it's like we think it's like as like symbolize the planet Earth, and somar that symbolize the taste and the color of life. And we also put flowers as a symbol of spring, and we light a candle for warmness and light. Ayane, which is mirror, symbolize transparency and honesty, and egg, fertility, and birth. We also, I don't have a fish here, but I have a picture of the fish here for the movement and vitality. As I said, serke for cleaning, it's vinegar for cleansing. Like in my home, I never use chemical to clean up. I use the vinegar, and it comes from the grape. And some people turn from the grapes also make wine, which some people in Iran, they put wine on a table to symbolize love and happiness and joy. So it's one of the one reason that I really like this celebration. One of the important aspect of the Zoroastrian religion was respecting the nature, respecting the earth, the planet Earth. And people should take care of the planet Earth as best as they can. And then as you see, the celebration of new Nowruz, the spring equinox called Nowruz, which means new day. And we usually put picture of the people who are important, or either they are not living, or if they are living, they are important, a symbol. Like I put the picture of this group of people who they just released on the Nowruz Day. They were fighters for the environmental, for taking care of the environment, and sometimes people don't understand how important that is, and they put them on jail, and then they find out, they're really doing a good job for the environment, so they release them. And also I put picture of the Mahsa Amini. She's representing of the freedom, people who in Iran fighting for the freedom. Unfortunately, she lost her life, but people still remember her. So it's a great celebration, and especially, as I said, I'm so happy that I'm celebrating this on Earth Day, because Zoroastrian people, as I said, it's very important that taking care of the nature is very, very important. And it's people gather during before the New Year starts, they gather around the haft scene table. They call this haft means 7, and scene every of 7 element in here. It's food. Start with letter S. And as soon as the New Year starts, people giving each other a hug, and they get, especially the kids, everybody needs to wear a new dress. You have to clean up their house. And then, when the Nowruz starts, they kiss each other and pray for the better year for the next. That's it. Our culture, it's despite, what they want to say, oh, we are always sad, or we like dark color. That's not really true. We are the people that enjoy happiness, and every party that you go, right after like a couple of minutes, they play music and everybody start dancing. So I'm going to do a simple Persian dance, which I think somebody is going to play it, right? Yes. And as it's called Nowruz, the song is Nowruz, and I'm going to dance it to celebrate Persian New Year, yes.
وقت سعید آمد مشت زمین وا شد سبز پدید آمد سبزه یار آمد عصر مسیحا یکی سوی نگار آمد قفل غزل وا شد هل در هل آواز پرستوی بهار آمد خلد برین آمد فصل شکوفایی رویای زمین آمد کار دل عشاق سکه شد آسیب محبت به سر سفره سینا
Let's sing our song of blessing. This is Spirit of Life. we'll be singing it in English, then Spanish. Yes, I think so. Spirit of life, come unto me. Sing in my heart all the stirrings of compassion. Blow in the wind, rise in the sea, move in the hand, giving light and shade of justice. Roots hold me close, wings set me free. Spirit of life, come to me, come to me. Fuente di amor, ven hacia mí. Y al corazón, cántale tu compasión. Sopla al volar, sube en la mar, hasta moldear la justicia de la vida. Arraigame, libérame, fuente de amor, ven a mí, ven a mí.
This is the time in our service when we practice spiritual deepening through the exercises of mindfulness, being more aware of ourselves and the world around us, expressing our intentions and hopes to spirit or the universe or our community, and sitting in silent meditation, maybe with a little bit of noise now and again to clear our minds and open our hearts. This is the time in our service that we usually begin by connecting with our breath. This means instead of just breathing without thinking about it, we start to notice that we're breathing. It becomes a way for us to focus and to find some peacefulness and centeredness within. Do you ever notice that when you slow down and just breathe, you begin to feel a little better, maybe even a little bit more calm or less rushed? So let's breathe together. Taking a large, slow breath in, and then letting that breath out slowly. Let's do that again. Taking a large, slow breath in, and then letting that breath out slowly one more time. Taking a large, slow breath in, and then letting that breath out slowly. We can continue to breathe like this while I share a few joys from our community. We have two joys to share this morning. The first is both a joy and an invitation. Our music director, Sonder Choi, is directing the Drum Annual Public Worship Service. DRUM stands for Diverse and Revolutionary UU Multicultural Ministries. This is our oldest and largest UU BIPOC, that's Black, Indigenous, and People of Color organization, and anti-racist community within our Unitarian Universalist tradition. The public worship service is going to be on May 8th at 5 p.m. It will also feature our very own section leaders, Javon Haskin and Chloe Vaught, and the church is co-sponsoring the event in kind, and it's open to everyone who is interested and will be held through Zoom. More information can be found online at drum.org/events. We celebrate their leadership with us and in our larger movement this morning, and we hold them and the entire Drum community in the light of our beloved community. Secondly, We're happy to share that Rosie DePaul ran the Boston Marathon in 3 hours and 12 minutes, the top 6% of all women in the race. We celebrate Rosie this morning and hold her in the light of our beloved community. Our mindfulness prayer this morning is the beautiful Earth Day prayer by Laura Horton Ludwig. Please join me in the spirit of prayer and meditation. Spirit of life, Spirit of earth, Spirit of all that breathes, of all that is, we love you. We love this planet and its people and its beings. We love this interdependent web of all existence of which we are a part. We love it all, and we want it all to be well and blessed and healthy. But we are human, and as people, our hearts are still small. So often, our love and our sincere desire for the well-being of all is not yet enough to restrain our collective desire for more for ourselves. More money, more power, more things. So often we act in the service of that desire for more in ways that harm our fellow humans and the countless beings with whom we share this earth. So often, even when we would do otherwise, we feel powerless. The problems are so big, the scale so enormous. What can one person or one small group really do? But today, let our prayer be for hope and a commitment to stay in the struggle, to do what is right as best we can each day, and to love you, Spirit of earth and ocean, stars and rocks, beings of every kind, not least our human neighbors. To love this glorious whole as we love ourselves. For we are you, and you are us. May all be blessed. Let us meditate now in the silence for a few brief moments together.
Earth Day is an international event when people all over the world think about how we can protect our planet. Earth Day takes place on the 22nd of April every year. In 1970, US politician Gaylord Nelson decided that there should be a special day for people to think about how we can work together to take better care of our planet. The first Earth Day took place on the 22nd of April, 1970, in the United States. 20 million people and thousands of local schools and communities took part. Because of the success of the first Earth Day, the government of the United States decided to make new laws to protect the environment. Earth Day soon became an annual event and an international celebration. Earth Day is a day for everyone to think about the problems our planet faces, such as climate change, endangered species, deforestation, and pollution. It's a time for us to think about how we can stop these problems and make our world a cleaner, safer place for all the people and animals on Earth. People celebrate Earth Day in many different ways. Some people hold rallies or demonstrations. They make signs with messages about protecting nature, and they march in the streets. Some people plant trees on Earth Day. This is a great activity to do with your family, your friends, or your school. You can buy some young trees and plant them in a park. Trees improve our environment by removing dust, pollutants, and carbon dioxide from the air. Trees also produce oxygen and provide a home for birds, insects, and small animals. Some schools or families go on a trip to explore nature on Earth Day. Getting out in nature is a great way to learn about your planet, your local environment, and the amazing plants and animals that live there. Some towns and cities have a car-free day on Earth Day. No cars are allowed to drive around the streets. People walk, cycle, or use public transport. This is a great way to help the planet, because cars produce a lot of dangerous gases and destroy the ozone layer, which protects our planet from the sun's ultraviolet light. Another great idea is a recycled art competition. Recycled art is becoming more and more popular, and many artists these days use recycled rubbish to make works of art. Some artists use things they find to make interesting sculptures. Others use pieces of plastic, paper, glass, or metal to create beautiful pictures. Earth Day is very important, but we should celebrate and take care of our planet every day. You can help to make everyday Earth Day by doing a few simple things. Don't use cars to get around. Walk or cycle to school, to the park, or to the supermarket. Don't drop litter. Litter pollutes our planet and puts animals and birds in danger. Recycle your rubbish. Send your rubbish to be recycled or reuse it yourself.
The Earth is your planet. Take care of it.
Introducing
One, two. There we go. Now, there are many ways we can be good stewards of our planet home. Walking, biking, using public transportation, reducing our waste, making sustainable art, recycling and reusing items that help us to have less of a harmful impact on the planet and to live into our seventh Unitarian Universalist principle, which is respect for the interdependent web of all existence of which we are a part. We Unitarian Universalists also learn from the spiritual teachings of earth-centered religious traditions, which celebrate the sacred circle of life and instruct us to live in harmony with nature. In many earth-based spiritualities, life is believed to be composed of 5 sacred elements: earth, air, fire, water, and spirit.
Earth includes all of Mother Nature, the mountains and deserts, rocks and soil, forests and fields, and the bones and tissues of our bodies. Animals associated with the element of earth are elephants and piglets, deer and groundhogs, worms and ants. The earth element is said to contain the power of abundance.
Air includes the sky and wind, storms and hurricanes, fragrances and scents, and the oxygen we breathe in our lungs. Animals associated with the air are seagulls and robins, eagles and gazelle, butterflies and bumblebees. The air element is said to contain the power of creativity.
Fire includes the sun, wildfires and lightning, and the electrical signals in our hearts, brains, and nervous systems. Animals associated with fire are lions and tigers, lizards and salamanders, fireflies and scorpions. The fire element is said to contain the power of change and transformation.
Water includes the oceans and rivers, rainfall and humidity, and the blood that flows in our bodies. Animals associated with the element of water include dolphins and sharks, swans and turtles, sea skaters and dragonflies. The water element is said to contain the power of healing.
Spirit is considered the most sacred and mysterious of all the elements, and it is the presence of life that emerges from all of the elements and the love that we feel in our hearts. All animals are associated with spirit since it includes all. The spirit element is said to contain the power of love.
In many ancient traditions that are centered in reverence for the earth, like the Zoroastrian tradition, indigenous traditions, and contemporary pagan and Wiccan traditions, to live in harmony with nature, we need to take actions that respect the natural world, and we also need to commune with nature and the sacred elements of life to remember that we are all a part of the natural world and that we have a role to play in keeping nature in harmony. For our Earth Communion ritual this morning, we have this large bowl with some smooth stones at the bottom. In one of the ancient traditions of creation, it is said that the spirit of life breathed over the waters. So imagine this. We see the ripples, and slowly the elements of nature and this breathing begin to take form, and then all of life begins to evolve in this interdependent web of all existence. So this bowl could represent our whole universe. It could also represent Mother Nature. It could also represent beloved community. Scattered around the bowl, we have objects which represent the 5 elements of nature: earth, air, fire, water, and spirit. There are many colorful stones and flowers which represent earth, fragrant herbs. We have lavender here, which represents air, candles, which represent fire, pearls, beads, which represent water, and hearts, which represent spirit. Together, we're going to co-create this little universe by each of us adding 1 or 2 elements from those on the table. We will see how when we bring together all of the elements, something really beautiful emerges from their togetherness. So I'd like to invite everyone to come forward as you are able to select an object or 2 to add to this common Earth Communion bowl.
You may want to pick an element or 2 that represents something specific that you want to welcome into your life so the ritual can become a kind of embodied wish or prayer. Earth, symbolized by the polished stones, is for abundance. Air, symbolized by the fragrant herbs, is for creativity. Fire, symbolized by the candle, is for change or transformation. Water, symbolized by the pearls, is for healing. Spirit, symbolized by the hearts, is for love.
So let us co-create and commune with the beauty of nature by making our selections and our offerings into this communion bowl.
You accidentally pressed mute. You accidentally pressed mute.
Now what was once just a bowl filled with the very basic elements of the earth, water and stone, has now become this beautiful little world when the elements of earth, air, fire, and water and spirit were honored and brought together in harmony.
This world also symbolizes our wishes and prayers to welcome more abundance, creativity, transformation, healing, and love into our lives.
It also represents beloved community, what's possible when we work together to make offerings to create something so beautiful and wonderful, something that none of us could bring into being by ourselves, but something that happens when we work together to co-create that beloved community. When the service is over, I would invite anyone who would like to come forward to select a polished stone or a heart or some other item from the bowl to take home with you to remember this Earth Day service, the sacredness of nature, of love, of beloved community, and of our togetherness. Thank you.
We are a generous congregation, and half of this morning's offering will go to support the good work of this congregation, and half will be shared with an organization furthering our mission and liberal religious principles in the wider world. In our congregational home, the generosity of the community supports the work of our Intersectional Anti-Racism, Anti-Oppression Commission, our 5-lettered IARAO Commission. The IARAO Commission frames this introspective, interpersonal, and intrapersonal work around beloved conversations, which focuses on individual development and socialization, around the 8th principle, affirming and promoting the journey towards spiritual wholeness by working to build a diverse, multicultural, beloved community through our actions that accountably dismantle racism and other oppressions in ourselves and in our institutions, and around the UUA's widening the circle of concern, which supports long-term cultural and institutional change in UU congregations. Additionally, this month, we share our plate with the Rainforest Action Network. The Rainforest Action Network preserves forests, protects the climate, and upholds human rights by challenging corporate power and systemic injustice through frontline partnerships and strategic campaigns. The Rainforest Action Network works toward a world where the rights and dignity of all communities are respected and where healthy forests, a stable climate, and wild biodiversity are protected and celebrated. There are many ways to give, which you will find on the slide behind me. Yep, behind me. Texts, cash, and checks are all welcome. If you're new or visiting, or just don't prefer technology, you may opt to drop something in the offertory bags that will come around shortly. Thank you for all that you give monetarily or of yourself to support the life of our church and the community beyond our walls. I invite our ushers to come forward. Your offering will now be greatly received.
Spread
May you go forth into this day and into our green living fair in the spirit of peace. May the greening power of life, of the ancient traditions of Persia and of the Zoroastrian and of earth-based traditions, be a greening power within your soul. May the elements of earth, air, fire, and water bring with them their abundance and creativity and healing and transformation and love. May all these blessings of nature be yours on this Earth Day, and may they carry you forward into our world in which every day is a day that is Earth Day. May you go forth and be blessed, and may you be a blessing. Amen.